Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome to Chapter 10 of our Let's Play of Transformers Fall of Cybertron. This week, the final countdown, which is in the location of the Iacon ruins, and we are playing as Megatron.
Back in power, Megatron leads an assault on an Autobot factory where the remains of Trypticon are being held.
So, we are back as the glorious Megatron.
All shall fear us.
Air defenses near the crater.
Megatron, scans indicate heavily guarded gates. Yes, Lord Megatron.
See? Even Teletran calls me Lord. Am I not fabulous?
Megatron's will
Fly
is the
ahead
fate
and
of
find a data
Cybertron.
entry point to unlock the gate. Notify me when you are in position.
As you command, Megatron.
Yeah, for these guys, the easiest way is just to go full on tank mode with them.
Megatron lives! An appropriate demise!
I concur. I mean, see how easy it is to take them out. Also kind of like these particular vehicles because they make me think of Beachcomber. Sorry, the only the only name that was coming to mind then was Cliffjumper, and Cliffjumper wasn't who I wanted. It was Beachcomber. The most laid back of the Autobots. Now, just in case it's not very clear when you reach this bit, you will actually have to hover up. It's the only way to clear it.
I've located exit points.
Hack it, Soundwave!
Scouts, do you have visual contact? Repeat, do you have visual contact?
I mean, in a way, I kind of feel like Megatron has had a bit of an upgrade since his resurrection. I don't think he actually has, but you just feel more powerful. Well, I feel more powerful.
Hit him! Hit him! Hit him! We are hitting him!
With what? Insults? Someone put some ordnance on that target!
And I still really enjoy the architecture that they use in these games. You know, they did a really good job of,
That is not okay!
You guys don't stand a chance!
you know, portraying Cybertron as a war-ravaged world. Which it very much was at this point.
He's around here somewhere.
Pretty much has a chassis like Sideswipe. That particular one. I'm sure this used to have a double jump, but maybe I'm just remembering the previous game.
I'm lifting the first gate.
Excellent. Now locate Trypticon's position.
See how easy this riot...
Miss destroying
See?
things.
I mean, I fully agree with that statement. This truly is a great experience of destruction. So, we see Soundwave's little minions here. Laserbeak. Not a minion, just random soldiers. Frenzy. Torturing and... Well, I'm not actually sure he's still alive, so that might really be a case if he's playing with a dead body. In which case, that's kind of creepy. But there's Frenzy. And there is Rumble with his pile drivers.
No mercy, Rumble. Soundwave, report.
Megatron, there is a significant power source in a facility nearby.
Feed me the coordinates.
It's kind of weird because, like, even though Laserbeak is Soundwave's minion, Megatron and Laserbeak did seem to have a kind of relationship.
Soundwave,
And again, we're just using that to reload.
Decepticons in range!
Right. We've got one of the very large cannons up here.
I think we hurt him! You didn't even hurt his feelings!
feel my wrath on
3 shots, and it's gone.
There will be retribution for that.
Just goes to show that he's a very, very powerful robot. Besides which, I actually kind of like being a tank in this game. I like his tank mode. I mean, obviously he can't take on, like, his G1 version,
All will kneel before me.
because G1 Megatron was a gun.
Megatron, follow the cabling. The Autobots appear to be draining Krypton's power core as a source of energy.
Bold move.
I'm taking you down, Megatron!
Goodbye, Shotgun Brothers.
He's here for Trypticon! Don't let him through the gates! Locking positions! Hold that line!
Notice
Hold
that
gate!
now that we're using just the riot cannon,
No problem.
that's
It
more
can't
than
be
3
solved with
shots.
high explosive, soldier. Now run those mags dry!
Air support. Attack.
Forward base!
And I love that,
Negative!
you know, they made the vehicles flip and spin when you hit them.
I have no idea. What's it look like? Pain, sorrow, and eternal stasis. Not necessarily in that order.
I mean, I often think it's one of those elements in games that gets overlooked. You know, like they don't consider the kinetic force that comes from a cannon.
Ludicus, clear a path through that gate. With pleasure.
Oh, unfortunate. I didn't get to see him combine. But since I've got Bruticus in front of me, this shows you the size comparison. So Megatron is virtually the same size as the lower half of a leg.
Megatron, your path is clear.
This reminds me of that Cyclops in
Decepticons,
Krull.
the Autobots on the run. Forward, Bruticus, attack!
Be advised! Megatron has breached the gate! Megatron!
For the glory of Cybertron.
Now, if you've never heard of Krull, it was a film that was like a combination fantasy sci-fi in the 80s. I actually think it's quite a nifty, you know, a good film.
Stop them! Fall back!
Other people don't agree with that, but I think most people would agree that it has one of the coolest looking weapons
Try aiming!
that a hero can wield that isn't a sword, you know. Like Star Wars has the lightsabers, and the King Arthur legend has Excalibur. Well, Krull has a weapon called the glaive, which is basically like a very large throwing star that has 5 blades that come out of it. 1 blade on each arm. It's sort of like a, I don't know, like a curved starfish.
Alert! Decepticons in range!
Now, for those of you that have, say, like an Xbox or a Microsoft account, you can probably find Krull on the TV and movie store. That's where I got my copy.
Where'd he go?
No, I could just be honest that, like, that wandering around, really not necessary. Wait for our hover ability to recharge. Up we go to the next level.
Megatron, you and your Triptychon's location.
And remember, while hover is active,
Adjustment here.
it does give you a bonus to your damage.
Snipers on that bridge.
Really? Oh, yes.
Target elimination in progress. Target neutralization.
Now, interesting, the language here. Interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure they just used the wrong soundbite in that, because I'm sure it just said about
In Autobot City.
like
Optimus, there are
Autobot
reports on the battlefield
destruction
that Megatron is
imminent.
alive.
Are the reports confirmed? Here's your confirmation. Megatron, you're functional. Never felt better, Prime. If you're here for Trypticon's power core, then your cause is as desperate as ours. End your aggression. We can work together. Your pathetic ideals have turned Cybertron into the barren wasteland it has become. You are the cause. I am the solution. You deserve no less than the oblivion I will bring to you. Goodbye, Prime. Megatron, wait!
Megatron's had enough of all your sass, Optimus.
I'm gonna enjoy this, Megatron!
I'm pretty sure that is actually one of the reasons why Megatron led the revolt in the comic book series and stuff. That the Autobots and the Cybertronian High Council had
I could do better with my optics closed.
sort of focused more on peace and art and that sort of stuff.
Don't let him get
They became too complacent. Completely missed that one. But not that time.
I see you, Megatron! This only
Well, that's okay. I mean, you're not Sauron, so I don't need to worry about you seeing me. And it's not like I'm wearing a, you know, a ring of power.
Consider that an honor.
Why?
He's around here somewhere.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm around somewhere. I'm right in front of you. Unless someone else has this tank form. Which I highly doubt.
For I am glorious.
Yeah. Just remember, it always pays to get ammo. Or ammunition. Because you never know when it's going to go pear-shaped.
Like hitting an off switch.
I mean, can you imagine how horrifying it must be for these guys, you know? The leader of the Decepticons casually walking towards them, promptly killing most people in front of him. I believe that's all of them.
Soundwave, are you reading this? The Autobots didn't remove the power core. Trypticon is still alive.
I wouldn't say he's alive. Just because somebody's power core is online doesn't mean that they're alive. I mean, we're not talking about their spark or their spark chamber, in which case they could very well be alive. But their power core, well, that indicates that they're still producing power. That's about it. Must be somebody else around here. Oh. Yes. Whoops. Well, at least we don't have, you know, fall to your death level in here. Otherwise that would have been my death. That's obviously a flyer, but where that flyer now is, I don't know. Oh, there he is.
And there he goes.
I shouldn't need this.
I mean, to be honest, I haven't actually used your secondary weapon a hell of a lot. And why did I launch the clutch? Well, because I just launched the wrong button. Yep. But, luckily, it's the clutch, so it follows me.
Decepticon over there!
A fitting end for one such as you. There will be retribution for that.
Whoa. Well, I did not pay attention.
And I suffered the consequences.
Now, I'm pretty sure those will actually electrocute you over time. Well, fine. I'll just crawl around this way to get it.
There's a Decepticon!
Uh-huh. Very large cannons. Very large cannon. Oh, that's probably how all my health got taken down. not paying attention to the very large cannons shooting at me. I'm just thinking about it now, I had an energon refill zone, so I could have healed myself instead of dying. And I like that they program these guys to hide. You know, it's good. Obviously, there's somebody else here.
You dare to shoot at Megatron? You fool.
Now I should be able to open the door without issue. Thermomine payload. Handy. And there's a little bit of health. Just what we needed. Anyway. I think I was in mid-sentence about talking about how good or how impressed I am by that they programmed in the ability to hide into these guys. You know, there are so many games that don't actually take advantage of that kind of programming. No. And I knew that grenade was there too. Knew the grenade was there. I don't know, throw it. Whoever's shooting me. You. How very dare you? Autobot Titan.
What is this abomination?
Titan-class Autobot. Heavy weapons and armor. Very formidable.
As am I.
Where is its other repair century? Interesting that they called them Titans though.
All that does is
Like this is a long time before like actual Titan class Transformers.
I'm gonna surround you myself. All of you, get to work.
Aww. The bigger you are,
I
the harder
deserve
you
that.
fall.
It's an interesting reload mechanic too, that considering that Megatron didn't actually reload his cannons anywhere near like that.
Stop him!
For the glory of Cybertron. Megatron's will is the fate of Cybertron.
Exactly. My will is the fate of Cybertron.
Open wide, Megatron! Alert! Alert!
This only adds to my fury.
Well, we completely missed that one. And again. Third time's a charm. Ooh.
Come back!
I noticed that we have colorings here that are a lot closer to the kind of coloring they use for the Ark and other Autobot structures.
We'll never stop fighting you.
Well, that certainly stopped you fighting me. Perhaps in the future you will reconsider the folly of your desires.
Soundwave, I have a visual on Trypticon's leg stabilizers. They've been sectioned off.
Destroying the batteries should free them from their bonds.
Bullets put to good use.
Where'd he go?
Just to be clear, I did actually mean to, I did mean to hover there, not launch into his tank mode, but
I lost the target. Decepticons in proximity.
obviously we can't get the angle right there.
I see you, Megatron. Slippery son of a gun, aren't you?
I certainly can be.
How dare you!
Oh yeah, that stabilizer's gone, and just that one to go. Yeah, there we go. That awkward pause when it's like, wait, have I actually done everything required here?
Leg stabilizers are free.
Kind of creepy on its own though, isn't it? I mean, those are Trypticon's legs. For a group of people that are like morally superior in the Autobots, it seems kind of cruel that you would cut the legs off of somebody. Particularly another sentient being.
There! I see Trypticon's torso unit.
Decepticons in range.
Good old laser beak. Opening that door for us.
Exactly what I needed.
And as you've seen, you know, there's a good array of weapons scattered around the levels. So, you know, if you're not picking up things you want from the Teletran store, there is always the opportunity you'll find it later. And very kindly they shield you off from being able to be damaged by this.
Torso unit is now online.
And it gives you a nice viewing window. Window of the slaughter to come.
Megatron.
It's funny that you guys say things like that and then you die.
At last, open
Yes, Lord Megatron.
the door,
Megatron's
Soundwave.
will is the fate of Cybertron.
And in another way, it's kind of cruel that they took the power core out of someone to use it to power their things. Certainly comes across as wrong, doesn't it?
In progress.
I mean, you wouldn't rip somebody's heart out
Target neutralization in progress.
to power other things. That's just wrong.
Neutralizing target.
I'm sure I shot that one before. Obviously not.
Target elimination in progress.
Is it? You mean your elimination? Because you sure weren't eliminating me. Oh no.
More fuel for the fire.
Maybe if I move so we actually get a nice clear shot of him arriving.
Hack it, Soundwave.
As you command.
I mean, I've got to give you a 0 for that. I mean, that was not a superhero landing. Deadpool would not approve.
Come on, Megatron. Do your work.
Was that good enough? I mean, you look very dead to me. Thank you, thermal mines.
Back online in 2 nanoclicks. Decepticons approaching. Taking you down, Megatron.
Are you?
Optimus will thank you for this.
I think you'll find it is I that is taking you down.
Target neutralization in progress.
I could do better with my...
And those particular ones, they kind of remind me of Ironhide.
This is all for you, Megatron. This only adds to my fury. Cha!
In process. Target elimination in progress.
Well. And I finally drained the riot cannon.
Neutralization in progress.
Not for long, of course.
Neutralizing target.
See ya.
Soundwave, report.
Cybertron remains in deep stasis. Power core at 63% integrity. Catalytic overdrive generator is severely damaged. Estimating repair time.
No, There will be no repairs. Triptychon, if you can hear me, understand this is not a rescue mission. Despite your great power, you failed to destroy the Autobots. You failed me. Henceforth, your chassis will be altered and redesigned to my specifications.
Megatron, in his damaged state, Triptychon's alternate form will become permanent.
All the better. Soundwave, initiate the Nemesis Protocol.
And so ends the final countdown. And that ending ties into the Transformers Prime episode where I believe the Nemesis got hit with lightning or dark energon, or maybe a combination of the two. It's been a while since I've seen it, but the ship reverts back to being Trypticon. Now, in Generation 1, Trypticon and the Nemesis were two different things, and although Trypticon has a spaceship mode for his toy version, I don't believe it was ever shown in the cartoon, and I don't believe that it was ever in the comics either. He's only ever shown as being a city or a battle station and his T-Rex mode. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that episode, and I hope to see you next week for Chapter 11, Starscream's Betrayal in Shockwave's Tower. So we'll get to find out what happened with Starscream, and we get to find out stuff about Shockwave's lab and his test subjects. So please like and subscribe. Share it with your friends if you think it's something that they would enjoy too. And until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.